Well, ladies and gents, welcome back to another stream game for Simple Math Gaming, the Season 9 TTS League. We've got another top 16 game between Kurtis and Liam. I'm going to be doing this one on my own, so I'll do my best to keep myself on the straight and narrow. Rosters are coming out, and let's take a look. Liam's got himself some Guardians, and he's also got himself some Mystique with some Thanos action. I think the recent change to Malekith has allowed Thanos to come out and be a bit more of a bully, as we used to see him before. And Kurtis has got some A-Force with some Splash Hulk action and some X-Men action as well. Does he have enough characters to get affiliation with Storm? I'm not too hot across X-Men. I think she might be there purely for the A-Force. Alright, cool. These gents will obviously have a bit of a pre-game ramble, talk about what they've brought, analyse what they're looking at, and then we'll hit Prio. Looking at some Crisis action. Some classic attrition options with Demons, Gamma, and Intrusions, along with Fear Grips as an even option. Researcher makes sense, and the Montesi as well. And then on the other side, Scoundrels, lots of points. Gamma and Deadly Meteors. Oh, Meteors, I suppose with the 4 energy defense. Makes sense. Just keeping an eye on that Prio so we don't miss it. Researcher again with the double Hulk action potentially. Hammers and Virus. Oh, nice. No Steve though. That's okay. Not everyone needs to break the game. Oh, such an exciting time to be an MCP player. I think everyone's alive and a buzz with all these changes coming up with the new extracts and the new secures, especially those extracts. Wow, such a big shake-up. Very exciting. I know personally, I haven't been playing the game for too long, and speaking to a lot of the people locally with my local community that have been playing for such a long time. It's been a thing desperately needed, and it certainly invigorated my attention to the game. MCP is not my main system. I typically play a lot of Games Workshop systems, and this recent change has got me very, very excited for MCP, especially with CanCon coming up as well. A local tournament in Canberra that's set to be quite a big event, so a lot of local buzz for that. Quick have a look at some tactics cards while we wait. So over for Kurtis, Brace, and Sacrifice. The special delivery, of course. Some Eyes on the Prize. Action for that safe line. No more mutants. Such a great card. And this is the real kicker, I think. Stalwart Determination on something like a Gamma is just so powerful. Especially seeing all these Hulks coming around. And on the other side, I think we'll see a lot of the Guardians nonsense. We are Groot, Recal. Yep. Inspiring Monologue to keep Thanos safe. Fallbacks a great defensive option. Deception from Mystique, I think, for the Hammers. And Deadly Duo. Lovely. Oh, and we might confirm what gems. So everyone's taking, I think, expecting Space and Reality. And we've got it. Yeah, no restricted cards for Liam. Liam looking to punch face, and I think Kurtis is looking to utilize his A-Force ability to keep people off points, and then use that really big, powerful turn with Stalwart to score out. Now, a really cool thing that I've seen Kurtis do with this roster is having the double 2 threat option that are affiliated with She-Hulk and bring Hulk in at 16. I've never really seen that before, and I think it's a really great pick and a great option for a mission like Gamma. Alright, I think we're about to see Prio. I don't think Liam's too worried about what happens with Prio, and I think Kurtis is looking... Oh, Kurtis winning it, 3-1. Very interesting with these open roster situations with these top cut games. Obviously, a lot on the line to being a single elimination rounds. You really want to take your time. I've noticed some people, some veteran players that have been in these situations before, like to take their time. There's no clock in this situation, no clock. There's no need to rush all the time in the world to make the right decision as the priority person. So no week lead up like there was previous seasons for you to know exactly what you're playing into. Typically, you see people roll a prior, know exactly what they want to do, and they make plans for. So this is a nice change of pace. I love the turn zero action of this, where you rock up and the skill of the players really coming forward with their knowledge and their experience across the system as a whole, rather than just the week's prep leading up to it. All right, and we've gone secures for Liam, and we've hit Gamma, and the Montesi. So double E action, 15 or 17. I imagine he would love to bring Thanos along with Star Lord, and we're gonna hit 15. Great use of the tabs. Wow, double E. I mean, both affiliations have good plans for an E shape. I think it's pretty clear what Liam's game plan will be. With a piece like Thanos Reality Space Stone, he'll be looking to leverage that alongside Star Lord's rerolls and uh, probably Gamora, I'd say 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, I think that's something that we've seen before in that type of shape. And then Kurtis, 15 isn't 16, is it? Perhaps we might see an equal 3 wide. But I think likely he'll want to open up for that. I mean, 4 wide would be nice, but Thanos is going to unbid on doing. Oh, it's a very interesting situation, isn't it? I love the turn zero part of the game. The mind games around what you're anticipating your opponent to bring and the likely net listing that you've seen and the ability to react to that, especially with these open rosters, I think it's very exciting. It's a bit lonely doing this on your own, but it's all right. I'll do my best to keep everyone entertained. What I might do actually is bring up some of these new shapes and ideas, and we might have a bit of a chat about this. Great podcast material. So again, speaking about the turn zero, with these open rosters, these gents don't have a locked in plan. So typically from season 8 on before, we would see these people lock in their rosters, they know the threat, they've got their game plan, they know what to expect, and then they come. But with the open roster, I mean these situations tend to take a bit of time. They want to make sure they they're feeling confident around these things. So let's open up these. So obviously this is the hot topic at the moment. This is what everyone's getting excited for. All these new bad boys. Oh, you guys can't even see it. Of course, the capture's on the game. Ah, silly me. Some word around the campfire around this paranoia one is that unfortunately, due to the potential shape, there's a lot of extract nonsense that can be executed on this one. Something to consider. It is the midline with 4 extracts, the K shape. Yeah, I can definitely see that being a potential issue with Steve not being errated or changed, along with Voodoo and Cat, obviously. Not to keep beating up on those on a dead horse or anything. I mean, everyone's obviously aware of the strength of that. But even other things like during the previous game, there was some talk about a power and a space Thanos doing some silly things. But of course, this one obviously being held by one person changes things. Oh, it's so exciting. There's that moment when you feel like your brain's on fire with so many ideas and options. It's very, very exciting. And it's great to see things like Guardians coming back, Shadowland Daredevil coming back. I mean, these are great affiliations that people tend to really enjoy playing and watching. And there's obviously that term about um, honest MCP or wholesome MCP rather than just the big death squads of 3. And I think that's still an option as well. And depending on the shapes you pick, I mean, because there's still attrition options. Gamma going down in points with an E shape. I mean, that's brilliant. Um, I mean, 15's a bit awkward sometimes, but I think for a Guardians Thanos roster, it works perfectly. Oh, and we've got some rosters. Lovely. No surprises here. I think we're definitely going to see that Liam, Thanos, Star-Lord, and Gamora option, which he's brought. Likely see the pieces and tools to keep Thanos supported and alive, like the escort and the inspiring monologue. We'll wait for his screen to drop, and we'll have a look what Kurtis has brought for us. Black Widow, Okoye, the two double twos, with Scarlet Witch, oh, that lovely gun platform, and She-Hulk, of course. And we've got no more mutants, such a great ability. I mean, to turn off that Thanos ability to displace it would be fantastic. Sacrifice, Matrix, special delivery. We've got Scarlet Witch to deliver, and Brace for impact. Some good options. Brace wise, we're only looking at, I suppose you've got the Gamora leap as well as the Thanos throw of the strike. And of course, yes, we've got the Thanos, Star-Lord, and Gamora. Mission objective to keep the Montesi online. Another recal, interesting. Lovable Misfits. Wow, this is okay. Something that you don't see every game with the Guardians. Lovable Misfits is a contentious card to fallback, great pick, and inspiring model. I'm keen to see the Lovable Misfits. I would love to. I'll make sure to write that down. I'd be very interested to hear some thoughts or play patterns or ideas around what he's looking to do with that card. All right, cool. Well, Kurtis with Pryor has first pick, and I think we all know what's about to happen. We're all just gonna hold hands in front of our E shape, and we're going to start rolling fistful of angry dice at each other. Should be an absolute bloodbath. Now, it's not being fully across the perfect dimensions of things. I'm not exactly sure where Scarlet Witch's positioning can be to make sure that her range 4 builder can be across. Interesting to see what he chooses to do with that piece. I mean, obviously, tag teaming her with She-Hulk is going to be ideal, and I think Liam's going to be aware of this, and he's going to be doing some neutral and some passive decisions around a pass and like an early Star-Lord action to sit on the back spellbook. I think he's going to allow Liam to pick up the spellbook, considering he doesn't have a safe midline pick up and move away, and then he's going to use his attrition to potentially bring that back for himself. Okoye, a great pick with the bodyguard. Of course, Thanos is an option to turn that off with his displacement. He clearly wants to have Thanos going last though, so maybe being a problem for Gamora for an early activation round 2 and round 3. All right, deployment nice and easy. Timers are on, and away we go. Winging it options are going to be pretty straightforward, I think. Winging it's going out. Typically something that lots of people tend to forget. I know I do as well. I love playing Guardians, but we are seeing Kurtis activating, I think, a Black Widow just to sit on that back point, pick up the extract, and basically have a Wong style pass first turn, securing that back objective. Oh, I'm so excited about the new Gamma. Oh, I'm going to stop talking about it. Everyone's already thinking about it. Let's focus on this game, Corey. All right. First activation done. No pass available with Kurtis with Pryor, so Star-Lord, walk, pick up, and sit. Pretty straightforward. Putting himself forward. I mean, there's no threat really besides Scarlet Witch, but she's not going to get there early. So putting yourself in range to consider follow-up turns with your range 4 to put some impact on that spellbook. Is it range 4? It is range 4, of course it is. You play Guardians, mate. Come on, keep up. Cool. Not putting himself directly in the middle to potentially get in the way of Thanos. Good idea. I think Okoye we're going to see come into not fully way to that center because that's just looking for trouble. We might see her come forward end of the Gamma just to give her some range 4 threat on the center as well as bodyguard online for Scarlet Witch. Yes, looking to measure that now. And of course, the inclusion of She-Hulk means that she has access to double bodyguard, making it a little bit more difficult for Thanos and Gamora as far as the attrition power to start seeking through. And of course, the spellbook having that not being updated yet, the Death Decree On the spellbook means we got 8 dice energies coming through. So we've gotten the obvious stuff out of the way. We're now starting to look at some what's likely to happen. Are we going to see the Gamora first? Or is it the Thanos displace, pick up the book, and return safely? Because I feel like that's a great idea. Walk, space, pick up, displace, walk back safely. But then parody, Gamora, no power for Death Decree, turn 1. You know, we definitely want Thanos going last, ultimately. But we also don't want to get blown up by Scarlet Witch. So I think something similar to what Okoye's been doing, where it's moving forward, just positioning basically for turn 2 within that pounce distance. And out comes the range 4 without a moment to lose. Something I may have been considering is just maybe triple checking that you weren't range for a walk and shoot. Maybe a little bit further. Oh, but she's got stealth. Of course she does. So, doesn't even matter. Obviously, this is for top 16 to move into top 8. So both players looking to do their best in this situation. I mean, what do we do here, Kurtis? No juicy targets. I'm not sure you're going to be able to get in range for a special delivery yet either. So maybe keep that for later. I'm not too across A-Force. It's not something you typically see a lot of. Great to see them back on the table and doing so well with Kurtis piloting them brilliantly. So I'm keen to see what moves he's got in store. So I assume this is a 1. Yeah, no cover there. There's no rush. This game is going to be... These opening turns are going to be quite important, so... Kurtis taking the time to consider on his clock what he wants to do with his opening turns. I mean, if you're not picking up the book, you have the power for sacrifice, but that positioning can all be undone by that Thanos, can't it? Alright, we've decided to go with Scarlet. Conceding that center line at this point seems reasonable. Live to fight another day. And then, again, the range 4 comes straight out. Likely see a space, a walk. Just the threat of this Thanos and Gamora pair. Let's see if he can get in range with his first walk. Oh, I think that's a bridge too far. But maybe it's not She-Hulk. Maybe Scarlet Witch will be in range and then she's the one that gets repositioned. Because, I mean, it's really on Kurtis to do something here. Liam considering, okay, what are the repercussions of moving up to get in range to displace? I mean, does the range 2 displace stop her from getting onto the point? Well, book coming up, obviously, and then let's see what he decides to do. It is short. Double walk. Full exposure to that Scarlet Witch, but of course priority. Some nice base blocking potentially as well with the distance he's about to create. Not a straight line backwards either. Alright. I think it'll be very difficult for Kurtis to get back on that point. So we've conceded the 2-point midline and the book as well, with full knowledge that the top of 2 is coming. So it's going to be 2 points for Kurtis and 5 points for Liam. Big swing turn for turn 1. Alright. Clean up, round 2, power, wing it tokens, and then where does Liam go first? Liam doesn't, there's no pressure on him to have to do anything at this point. Well in the lead. It'll be on Kurtis to find a way to get 4 points at some point to get the advantage, which is going to be hard to do. Liam does have to be careful with the A-Force leadership abilities, because obviously if he starts swacking some people by fish lining people in and doing double attacks with his reality strike, he is starting to remove pieces, but he is giving out power to pieces like Scarlet Witch. And given an opportunity, that spender is going to do some big hurt. I think No More Mutants is 3 power. It is, and within 5. Wow, within 5. Liam just hovering that card already, so he only has to do 1 damage into someone, and suddenly that can potentially turn off Thanos' portaling ability. And with 2 bodyguards covering that Scarlet Witch, it's going to be a far cry for Liam to get to crack that defensive shell. Great game, very interesting situation. I mean, it's only just started, but it's very interesting. Because, of course, if he overextends, he's got 4 characters there. I mean, I know Okoye and Black Widow are only 2 threats, but I mean, you're just giving your opponent more opportunities to roll more dice at you. I think Kurtis's mindset is, I need to turn off Thanos' ability to portal people. I mean, getting him onto his injured side is a priority, but at the same time, so many players of defensive tech with that fallback, inspiring monologue, reduce damage by 1 to a minimum of 0. The rerolls from the leadership, I mean, he is incredibly difficult. And of course, a recal. So if you get that big hit from Scarlet Witch, there's always that opportunity to lose. To lose that with rerolls. And not to mention that it's a perfect 4 character beam. Ugh. Lots to consider. And it's great to see that the players are taking their time. Too often you see people knee-jerk react when they're playing games. And of course, that's why these players are on the top table. All right.